Welcome to a new section. This section is all about error handling in Python. Now, errors in Python can be divided into a couple of categories. The first category can be thought as your syntax errors. That means whenever you make some errors in typing, those errors are called as your syntax errors. Now, fortunately, these errors are very easy to catch, and these days we have much better tooling inside Visual Studio Code and our plugin MyPy, or if you're using an IDE such as PyCharm, all of these tools will help you to catch syntax errors. The second category can be thought as your runtime errors. That means these errors are not reflected inside your code, but whenever you try to run it, these errors will pop up. These errors are a little bit difficult to debug. So as we saw in our last video, whenever we can't handle a situation, we were raising some kind of errors. So when we raise those kind of errors, at least we can have some idea what's going wrong during our runtime. And these errors in Python are called as exceptions. So let's see one by one all of this. The first thing that we are going to see is the most common one, and that is called as your syntax errors. So let me go back to my code editor, and what I've done is behind the scenes I've created a new folder called as 07 error handling, and this is the file called as maths.py. Now let's see what's happening. There is some red line right over here, print x and y. This is an example of my syntax errors. So at least I need to have a comma right over here, or I need to have like my formatted string, so something like this, and this has to be inside my curlies, and this as well. And now if you try and save, your error will go away. So this is one of the most common errors called as a syntax error. Now let me try and show you what do I mean by a runtime error. So what I've done is I've created another file called as divider, and let's see what's going to happen this time. Let's create a function that divides two numbers. So I can say define divide. The first number could be an x, the next is an y, and this does not return anything, and we can simply print out my x divided by y. So till now everything looks perfect and we don't have any errors. Now let me go down and let me say I want to divide my 4 by 0. Now what's going to happen? We can't divide any number by 0. It's just not possible. So what is going to happen is our program is going to panic and it is going to exit. So let me save and let me run this file and let me show you this in action. So here it is, our program panicked and we have an error which is called as 0 division error, division by 0. So this is an example of runtime errors. There are no visible errors inside the code, but whenever we are trying to execute this code, we have some errors. So let me put a comment over here. So this throws or raises an error, and the type of the error is 0 division error. If you open up a terminal, that's what we have. So this is a type of error, or rather this is a type of exception in the world of Python.